Hello, Bruce.
Hi, Simon.
How are you on this chilly, wintry day?
I'm snuggled up warmly, thank you, in this. I mean, normally we complain about our voiceover booths being too hot.
Yes.
But today, I'm not complaining.
Yes, indeed. So, who are we, Bruce? Let's not get too existential about it, but for the uninitiated, who are we and what are we doing here?
My name is Bruce, as you just...
As I've just mentioned.
Spoiler alert.
And my name, equally spoilerish, is Simon.
Yes. Hello, Simon.
Hello, Bruce.
Hello, everybody. Welcome
Hello.
to Factoraly, a fun, fact-filled feast of stuff.
Yeah, good. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Bruce and I are both nerds. We love pub quizzes. We love facts. We love trivia. We are both that annoying bloke at the pub who starts every conversation with, "Did you know?"
Yes.
Or, "Actually, I think you'll find."
Actually, yes. I'm sorry, you're wrong there.
Exactly. And once a week, as a cathartic effort to rid ourselves of excess knowledge,
Yes.
we come here and spread it to you guys listening to us
Yes.
at home or on your dog walk or wherever you are.
We broadcast it.
Yes, we do.
We spread it around.
Yeah.
We enjoy doing it. Why not?
Why not? We're here. We might as well.
Yeah.
We've got voices. We've got knowledge. Let's put the two together.
So every week we pick a new subject. We basically put hundreds of subjects into a random subject picker.
Yes.
Sometimes I wonder why I put them in the first place. What induced me on earth to put symmetry into the checker? It's quite interesting.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yes. I just was looking around and I thought, that's a bit symmetrical.
Yes. So this is rather a broad topic which can very easily get incredibly scientific and mathematical and overwhelming.
I'll tell you what else it is, Simon.
Mm.
It's very visual.
Is it?
And this is a podcast.
Oh, blimey, you're right. Gosh, this is going to have some really tricky stuff to describe. If only there were some kind of supporting repository of visual aids that could help people in listening to this podcast, Bruce.
If only there was. Oh, I'll tell you what there is, though.
Oh, go on.
There may not be that, but there is the show notes on our blog.
That'll do it.
So what we do is we basically put all of the stuff we've been talking about into visual media.
Yeah.
Videos, pictures, all sorts of things, which you'll find if you go to the blog at factoraly.com.
Factoraly.com?
Do you know, apparently you didn't say that one week and somebody got very upset.
Oh, really? Oh, no. Oh, isn't it interesting, the little things that we sort of stumble across by mistake that become part of the fabric of this show?
Yes, I know. So go to the blog, look at the show notes and reflect on what you see there.
Very good use of the word reflect there. So, symmetry then,
yes.
Bruce.
What's the word about? I know it's got two M's in the middle.
Yes. Annoyingly, the word symmetry is not symmetrical, which really annoys me.
Well, it's a bit like, what's the word for not being able to spell properly?
Oh, dyslexia.
Yes, that's really difficult to spell.
It is ironic, isn't it? Yeah. There's also, this is nothing to do with anything, but since we're on that topic, hippopotomonstroso-sesquipedaliophobia, thank you very much, is the phobia of long words.
Of course it is.
That's just unkind, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's not fair.
Anyway, so the definition of symmetry, for a start, it's there's lots of different types of symmetry, so it's already awkward. But roughly speaking, an item or a pattern or whatever it is being made up of similar parts facing each other or based around an axis is the rough definition. The word symmetry is first written down in English in the 16th century. It comes from the Latin word symmetria, which means symmetry, which in turn comes from ancient Greek, sun metron, which is two separate words, sun with metron, measure or measurement. So it originally was with measure. How that sort of morphed into what it is now, I'm not entirely sure. There seems to have been a bit of a jump, but that's where the word comes from.
Fair enough. We sort of know what it means, but it sort of means all sorts of different things, doesn't it?
It does. It can be used in quite a lot of different ways. There are different types of symmetry. I'm instantly taken back to sort of basic math lessons at school, where you were given a picture of a rectangle, just a bog standard rectangle, and you had to draw the lines of symmetry through it.
Yes.
as if imagining a piece of paper being folded in two.
Yeah.
So there's a horizontal line through this rectangle and there's a vertical line through this rectangle. If you fold either of those, it looks like a mirror image of itself. So that's it in its basic form, and we can all sort of picture that. To get a bit more nitty-gritty-ish, there are several different types of symmetry I discovered. There's lateral or reflectional symmetry, which is what I've just described, sort of an ink blot folded in half, opened up again.
Mirror
images.
Yeah.
And then there's glide reflectional symmetry.
What?
Which is like that, but one step out of kilter. If you imagine footprints in the sand, left, right, left, right, if you have the 2 feet next to each other, that's reflectional symmetry.
Right.
But if you have 1 foot in front of the other, that's glide reflectional symmetry, which is to say it's symmetrical, but it's one step out of step.
Right, okay. I think I get
Something like that.
Yeah. There's also radial symmetry, isn't there, where if you look at a circle, it's like basically it's an infinite number of symmetries, because you can cut a circle in an infinite number of ways and it'll be symmetrical.
Yes, sure, yeah. Or a sort of an example of that in real life is, let's say, a starfish. You rotate it and it's symmetrical.
No, starfish are very interesting.
Oh, go on.
Because they're not symmetrical. They start off symmetrical, and then they grow not to be symmetrical because some of the legs are slightly bigger than the others.
Oh, really?
Yes, so as young starfish, they are symmetrical. But as time goes on, they become less symmetrical.
How interesting.
It's a bit like flatfish, where the eyes migrate from either side of the head to one side of the head, leaving the mouth at the bottom.
Right, yeah, so they actually become more asymmetrical as time goes on. That's a weird thing, isn't it?
It's a very weird thing. Yes. So what's the first thing that people think of as being symmetrical?
Other than basic geometric shapes.
Yes. So what's the first actual real life thing? I guess it's people's faces, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of it's everywhere in nature. It's right from the very sort of atomic molecular level, the way molecules occur, the way cells grow. Everything grows in a roughly symmetrical.
No, it doesn't.
Oh. I said roughly symmetrical.
Yeah. Well, if you look at trees are not symmetrical.
No, okay, so there's a difference. I keep hitting this difference during my research, and it's really annoying. There's exact symmetry, and there's rough symmetry.
Okay.
So you look at a face, which is easy for us to do because we're here on a Zoom call. Everyone else, you'll just have to imagine this. Your face is roughly symmetrical. That is to say, you've got an eye on both sides. You've got an ear on each side.
Yes.
It's roughly symmetrical, but it's not exactly symmetrical. The exact symmetry is far rarer.
Yes.
But rough symmetry exists all over the place.
Yes. But people aren't symmetrical. If you take somebody's left side of their face and then mirror it, and then take their right side of their face and then mirror that, they look like two different people.
Totally different faces, yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, people are bilaterals.
Bilateral?
Yes.
Good word.
Most animals are bilateral. So they've got two sides.
Yeah, okay.
But actually, that's on the outside. If you cut me open and look inside, what you'll find is I've got different bits on different sides that do different things.
Yes, that's true.
So you'll find that my heart is sort of in the middle but slightly off to the left.
Yes.
And then my heart itself is not symmetrical. All the chambers of my heart are different.
Yeah.
You'll find that one of my lungs is actually slightly smaller. The left-hand lung is slightly smaller because it has to make room for that heart.
Yeah.
You'll find that various organs about my body are sort of on one side or the other. If you split my brain in half, you'll find that some of my brain does one thing and the other half of my brain does other things. So although we look as though we're very symmetrical, actually we aren't.
No, not at all. I had a look at facial symmetry. There's it seems that people are naturally more attracted to faces that are more symmetrical.
I read a theory about this.
Oh, go on. What did you read?
Especially women's faces.
That's right. Yeah, men seem to be more prone to this than women. Go on. What did you find?
So I discovered that during ovulation, women's bodies slightly fill out, which means that their faces become more symmetrical. So men, when they see a female's face that's symmetrical, know that female is ovulating.
No
and
way.
Therefore, they become more attractive.
Wow.
So it's actually a naturally occurring reaction.
Gosh, that's very strange indeed.
Yes.
It's estimated that around 2% of the world's population have, truly symmetrical faces.
That's more than I was expecting. I was expecting nobody to have truly symmetrical faces.
Yes. And as well as being more attractive, as well as making you think that they are better genetic specimens and therefore better for reproduction, etc.
Yes.
Apparently, some more symmetrical faces are deemed to be more trustworthy faces, which I find really odd because I think if I were to see someone with a really symmetrical face, I would instantly think something was off.
Yeah. I mean, there are actors who have very symmetrical, like Leonardo DiCaprio has a very symmetrical, Scarlett Johansson.
Right.
They're very symmetrical. But then others are really asymmetric. I actually think there's a nice what is it called? It's beauty in imperfection, which I rather like. Symmetry is all about balance.
Yeah.
And things are imbalanced emotionally. That can be difficult. So for example, things that show symmetry are things like reciprocity. So I do something for you, you do something for me. That's symmetrical.
Yes, okay.
You feel sad, I feel sad for you.
Right.
Again, but if you feel sad and I don't even notice that you're sad,
yes,
then that's out of balance. That's asymmetric.
Yes, interesting.
And in general, things like apologizing, saying that you're sorry, is kind of like, I understand that I've done something to upset you. I'm sorry. And the epitome of this is the golden rule, which is do unto others as you would be done by.
Yes.
So that's a very symmetrical
yes.
attitude.
It's about sort of equilibrium and balance and stability, isn't it?
Yes.
In nature, you think of a butterfly.
Well, that symmetry in nature is very interesting.
Yeah. If a butterfly weren't symmetrical, if it had one wing bigger than the other, it would have a jolly hard time flying.
Unless that was to its advantage.
Yes.
You've got things like the fiddler crab.
The fiddler crab.
The fiddler crab. You know the crabs that have like one large claw? They've got one small claw and one large claw.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
Okay.
They use that claw, they wave it in a sort of fiddling motion. That's why they're called fiddler crabs, to attract females who prefer males with larger claws. So it's like, ignore the other one. Look at this one.
This is my mating claw.
Yes, yeah. Or not just mating, it's like also for intimidating rivals. You can use it as a weapon.
Yeah, sure.
It's also quite handy for burrowing and things like that.
Okay.
And you can dissipate excess body heat with that claw.
Right.
But the other thing is that if a male loses the large claw, then the little claw grows into a large one.
Really? To compensate?
Yes.
That's amazing.
So the big one becomes a little one, and the little one becomes a big one.
Oh, that's brilliant. Wow. So for all the examples in nature where symmetry is favoured,
yes,
every now and then the complete opposite is true.
Yeah.
How interesting.
So if you look at antlers on a male deer, then they're very rarely symmetrical. They look as though they should be.
Yeah.
But if you look closely, you'll see that they're not.
Yeah.
It's what you were saying about rough symmetry.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Since we're in nature, I had a quick look at snowflakes. We had our first snowfall of the season yesterday in parts of the country.
Yes, we did.
Very brief.
Including here in London.
Yeah, very brief, totally slushy, utterly worthless, pointless snow. Anyway, snowflakes, no two snowflakes are the same. Obviously, that's an old cliche. But snowflakes are kind of symmetrical. Again, not perfectly symmetrical, but the very basis of an ice crystal is that it grows in a hexagonal shape. And therefore, when each of those 6 sides has more ice crystals growing as the water freezes on the surface of each of those sides, you end up with 6 prongs or arms. And those are roughly symmetrical, which is why it's so easy to make paper snowflakes come Christmas time. And I think, in some respects, nature's lazy. Nature likes efficiency. Nature likes the easiest route the majority of the time.
I would say it likes simplicity.
There you go. Let's go with that. Not laziness. The more symmetrical you can get, the easier it is, the more efficient it is, the stronger it sometimes is. And then all of a sudden you get the fiddler crab, which just bucks that entire theory.
But you talked about snowflakes. I mean, snowflakes are a sort of fractal.
Yes.
And if you look at fractals are fascinating because they look as though they should be symmetrical.
Yeah.
But just occasionally there'll be a flaw in the maths.
Yeah.
That's making the fractal. And that flaw will be amplified so that if you keep looking, you realize that actually it started to go completely asymmetric.
Yes.
And I've got a video which I'll put on the show notes, which is a fractal, sort of like, you know how you get those zoom in, zoom out fractals. This is a
Yes.
zoom out fractal. But if you look at it really carefully, you'll see that it's not always entirely symmetrical, just because of the way the maths works.
Brilliant.
My most delicious example of a fractal is a Romanesco broccoli.
Oh, yes.
You know that wonderful broccoli that looks like a peak? And if you look at each individual Romanesco frond,
Floret?
floret, yes, thank you, floret, it looks like the whole broccoli, which is unusual.
Interesting.
That's a whole different sort of symmetry,
Yeah.
where one part of something looks like the rest of it. The other place where symmetry is very obvious is in architecture.
Oh, I was just going to go with architecture, yes.
Were you?
Yes.
Oh, good. So architects have always built buildings, I think for a balance reason, and also for the reason that it seems to be structurally stronger
Yeah,
if you make things symmetrical.
it does, yes.
But then modern architecture sometimes is asymmetrical.
Yes.
So you look at something like the Taj Mahal, and if you know that classic picture looking down the avenue of trees towards I don't know what I'm doing now with my hand. Down the Taj Mahal towards the Taj Mahal with the trees on either side.
Yeah.
It looks like it's an absolutely perfectly symmetrical thing. And if you look at it from above, it still looks symmetrical because it's actually built like that to look symmetrical from above. But there are modern architects who use that asymmetry to make a striking, imposing building.
Absolutely. I was thinking about this. We both really enjoy walking around London, and
Yes.
there are so many examples of symmetrical structures in London. All of the bridges, for a start, are kind of nicely symmetrical if you look at them sideways on. You look at the front of the Natural History Museum, or the two wings of the Royal Naval College in Greenwich, or whatever. They're designed to, as you say, sort of create balance and harmony and equilibrium, and it just looks pretty if they're symmetrical. You walk into a church or a cathedral or a town hall or anything like that, and you sort of walk down this central aisle, and it's roughly symmetrical. The line of symmetry going down the ceiling through the centre, your eye is automatically brought into the centre of that symmetry. And that's really used in many buildings, particularly in religious buildings. The way your eye is drawn down the central aisle because of the symmetry, and you end up looking at the altar.
Yes.
Or you end up looking at the figure in the centre of the stained glass window, which nearly always has, a person standing on either side of the central figure, because it makes it feel more complete and more whole and balanced.
Yeah.
And then you get the more modern buildings, which are deliberately going away from that and trying to be edgy and cool and different and quirky.
Yeah. Well, because modern materials and engineering says that you can cantilever and things like that.
Yes, that's true, yeah. There's a building, one of the newer buildings in London is called the Scalpel. And it hasn't got a symmetrical bone in its body. Its facades are all over the place, and it has angles and twists and turns and all sorts.
Let's put a picture of that in the show notes.
Let's. The Scalpel, there's one particular face of the building, I suppose what you'd call the roof, but it's a funny angle. If you look at that building from the east, it looks like the play button in the middle of a YouTube video. And when people first started putting photos of this building online, people were clicking on it, thinking it was a video. But yeah, so sometimes you can use asymmetry to make it stand out, to make it be a bit different from the rest.
Yeah. Another place where architects use symmetry is in the inside of a building, the way they decorate it.
Yes.
So whether it's the way that the offices or the way that the rooms within a building work as well, or whether it's even the soft furnishings. Because if you think about, go back to the Taj Mahal, some of the mosaics in the Taj Mahal are very interesting, as are the rugs. And weaving is if you look at fabrics, fabrics use symmetry quite frequently. Things like wallpaper has patterns that repeat.
Yeah, I'm just sort of looking around my sound booth now. I've got a rather decorative design bass trap on my wall. It's a very symmetrical pattern.
Yes.
I have my laptop in the middle of the booth. I have my acoustic panelling in symmetrical patterns around me.
There is very little in the world that cannot be symmetrical.
Yes, and it just feels better. And unless you're sort of I expect there are people out there who like a jaunty angle or an unrepeating pattern, or one wall that's just a completely different colour to everything else, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I think I have. Well, you and I both have fairly sort of logic-oriented minds, and I can't imagine being in a house that doesn't have a lot of symmetry.
Yes.
I found one particular building that is painfully asymmetrical, and that's the City Hall in Brussels. At first glance, it looks symmetrical, but one side of it is a bit longer than the other. And it's got a perfectly understandable reason, which is to say that it's been added to over the years. It's been sort of built upon and expanded and so on. But to the people who have only just sort of seen it and think, what's up with that?
Yes.
There's a wonderful, completely false tale told by locals, which is to say that it was an accident. They claim that the architect of City Hall in Brussels got his measurements wrong, and when the thing was built, it turned out to be asymmetrical, and he was so miserable about that fact that he went to the top of the tower and threw himself off in a fit of despair.
Wow.
Totally not true. It's just that it's had wings added to it, and it's been extended, and therefore it looks asymmetrical. That's all.
When we first started to talk about symmetry, when it came up as a subject, what was the first thing that you thought about?
Ooh, as an instant reaction.
Yes.
I think I actually thought of those geometric line folding images that I mentioned right at the beginning.
Right. Because I thought of William Blake.
Okay. Talk us through your thought process, Bruce.
Okay. So William Blake wrote a poem called The Tiger.
Oh, yes.
Spelled with a Y rather than an I.
How annoying. But sure.
Which goes, Tiger, tiger burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry?
Right.
And it carries on. And the last line, it's all about God, changes that could frame thy fearful symmetry into dare frame thy fearful symmetry.
Ooh, nice.
Which is very nice.
Nice.
But again, that form of poetry where you start with something and then come back to exactly the same thing is symmetrical. So in literature, there are rules about symmetry. So for example, in a story arc, you try and come back to where you started.
Yes, okay, yeah.
So there's a lot of symmetrical stuff happening in literature, in music. There are music forms. So things like the arch form of music, which is like A, B, C, B, A.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Again, that's very symmetrical.
The bars of a blues song, the last bar repeats the first bar.
Exactly. One of the things that's symmetrical is a palindrome.
Oh, yes, yes.
You know, things like Madam, I Madam.
Yes.
Just one word, like rotator or race car or repaper, are all palindromic.
Yeah, so they read the same forwards as they do backwards, yeah.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
Exactly.
And there are sentences that do that as well, aren't they? Not just single words. A man, a plan, a canal, Panama.
Yes.
Read that forward and backward. It still comes out as the same thing.
Yes. I mean, there are loads of things like, damn it, I'm mad.
Yes.
I'll do one French one.
Oh, go on.
Eh, ça va la vache? Which is, and how is the cow? There was a whole book written as a palindrome.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Called Dr. Awkward and Olson in Oslo. It's by a guy called Lawrence Levine. Contains 31,594 words.
Good grief.
You can read the whole thing backwards.
Oh, that's a mind blower, isn't it?
Normally at this point we would sort of talk about records, but I can't believe if you go to the Guinness Book and say symmetry, will anything come up?
Not a single thing, Bruce. This has really frustrated me today. It's too, there's nothing that says this is the most symmetrical animal, plant, snowflake. The only thing that there's possibly a gaping hole in this topic of symmetry that we haven't talked about, and I only stumbled across it in looking for records, and that's kaleidoscopes.
Oh, yes. I love a kaleidoscope.
So kaleidoscopes are these sort of tubes with mirrors down the length of them, and one of those sections contains some little colourful shapes or whatever. and you hold it up to the eye, you rotate it, and those shapes are mirrored, and it forms beautiful, beautiful patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And I found the world's largest kaleidoscope.
Oh, okay.
Which is called the Nagoya City Pavilion Earth Tower, which is in Nagoya, Japan.
Right.
And it stands 47 meters high. That's 154 feet.
Wow.
And you don't sort of pop your head inside and look at the images, but as the insides rotate and create these different images, it's projected onto a nearby wall, what it's showing. And that has the record for the world's largest kaleidoscope. And that's the closest to a record that actually has anything to do with symmetry.
Wow.
There is actually, I don't know whether I officially suffer from this, but there is actually something called asymmetrophobia, which is a phobia of asymmetrical things.
So there's two. There's asymmetrophobia and symmetrophobia.
Oh, right. So people who are actually afraid of symmetry, gosh, they would have a hard time walking around in life.
Yes.
Wow.
Can you imagine living with symmetrophobia?
Crikey. Well, if any of our listeners do suffer from either symmetrophobia or asymmetrophobia, we'd like you both to write in for the purposes of symmetry. Tell us what your experience is like.
And you can write into hello@factoraly.com.
Or you can say hello to us on our Facebook page. Go and visit Factoraly.
Yes. Or we now have a new Instagram page.
Oh, yes, we do.
We've done nothing with it. But
it's there.
If you'd like to link something to it, then please do.
Indeed.
Now, before you go, please give us an amazing... You see, 5-star is okay because you get 2.5 either side.
I was just thinking that, yes. Yes.
So 5 stars, 2.5 stars either side of the middle.
Yes,
please.
2.5 stars twice, please.
Yes. You can subscribe to us on your podcast player.
Yes, you can. In which case you'll get a lovely little notification every Thursday saying that a new episode has arrived.
Yep, absolutely right.
So thank you ever so much for coming along to listen to us talk about symmetry. Please come again next time for another fun-filled, fantastical, factual episode of
Factoraly.
Bye for now.
Pip, pip.
Pip, pip. That's a palindrome, isn't it?
It is.
Very nice.